Boom! Welcome back, everybody, to another Walkaround Wednesday. It's Brandon, the car guy here, bringing you something very, very special in the fastest production Audi ever made here in the 2025 Audi RS Q8 Performance. Okay, this thing is absolutely a monster. I'm gonna do a breakdown of what this vehicle has, why it's freaking cool, and I mean, look at it for yourself. It's the RS Q8 Performance, also known as basically a cheaper Lamborghini Urus. And we're gonna dive into this thing and talk about what makes this vehicle so freaking special and why it is the fastest production Audi ever made. So before I do that, just wanted to thank everybody for your support on Walkaround Wednesday. It seems like a lot of people have been loving the content. More how-to videos, more Walkaround Wednesdays, and always something cooking in this brain of mine. Always want to bring you fresh and new content. So if you're liking what you're seeing, hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Brandino the Car Guy, and on TikTok. Both of those are linked down below. But without further ado, let's get into the 2025 RS Q8 Performance. Why the hell is this Audi's fastest production vehicle? They've made the R8, they've made the RS6 Performance, they've made so many other vehicles that had to have had the title of fastest Audi ever made. Well, the reason why this one does, this is a 4.0 V8 bi-turbo, okay, putting out 631 horsepower, 627 pound-foot of torque, attached to an 8-speed Tiptronic transmission. Okay, so this vehicle, as Audi claims, can put at around 3.4 0 to 60. Car and Driver has tested it and got it closer to the 3 flat mark. So definitely, it's kind of a sleeper. There is some questionable design cues, which we'll get into here in just a moment, what kind of makes this even more of a sleeper. Okay, so let's just start at the front. And if you could tell me down in the comments, if you were an Audi enthusiast, if you are an Audi enthusiast, what did they change on the front? What is missing? Okay, I'm not gonna spoil that for you. I want you guys to tell me down below in the comment section what is missing and see if you know, which I'm sure you will. First and foremost, you have the redesign of the Audi rings. This is part of that Audi Q8 redesign here. So the 2D, this is finished in agate gray, since this does have the black optic package. Beautiful black finishes down below. Very dominant, very powerful, and you'll definitely see this thing creeping up on you on the road. Of course, you have beautiful daytime running lights with LED low and high beam. Of course, they are automatic. You drive an RS Q8. And you see this guy here? That is a headlight washer. You got that right. That is a headlight washer. You drive the biggest and baddest Audi. We need to make sure you keep your headlights clean at all times, okay? You got sensors blended into the grille very nicely. Lower panels here as well. These two little guys here are for your adaptive cruise control module. So that's gonna basically your radar, your LiDAR, your sonar, one of the DARs. Going to be located right up here in the grille. You do have that front camera. This will have the top-down surround view. So side views, front view, back view, all the views, okay? This color is Waitomo Blue Metallic. Absolutely stunning. You can see more of that flake there. Take a look at that. Looking quite nice. This does have the black optic package. However, it does also, which trumps the black optic wheel, has the 23-inch wheel package, which gives you the 23 matte finish wheel here. It is wrapped in Pirelli P Zeros, 295/35, and of course, like I said, they are 23 inches and they are summer tires. Okay, no staggered, both the exact same size. And look at the size of this. I mean, just take a gander at those brakes, big old brakes. You gotta love it. You gotta stop these cars. And of course, Audi ceramic. With this much horsepower, being the fastest production Audi, you gotta have the brakes to support it. And of course, you have the ceramic brakes there. Okay. One thing I did forget to mention, with the black optic, you get blacked out trim around the window. You get blacked out mirror caps. And then you do have the matte gray finish as well for your roof rails, which is quite nice. Going on to the back, more body color finished in Waitomo blue. You got more black optic down here. Sorry, it's a little dusty, but look at the size of that exhaust. Sheesh. Big old thing there. Look at, they added this too. F1-esque. Yes, I'm making up words, but very F1 looking with the red little reflector there. Quite cool. I think it gives it a good look. They did redesign the tail lights. So you have the OLED tail lights with digital signatures. And this is a Prestige, I forgot to mention that. Hands-free tailgate kick to open. You can also open it here as well. Of course, you got that rear wiper. These are not functional, unfortunately. It does take premium fuel. Maintenance is 1 year, 10,000 miles. But look at this thing. I mean, I think it's pretty freaking sick. This is the fastest production Audi ever made. They did do a test. I was watching a Haggerty video earlier, and this actually did a 10, I think it did just shy of 11 seconds for the quarter mile. And it actually, if you match that up against the Lamborghini Urus Performance, it's actually quite similar, if not the same. So the Lamborghini Performance is basically this vehicle underneath. This just has the Audi shell, okay? So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I've never driven a Lamborghini Urus. I've only seen like 2 here in New Mexico. We don't got very many. But the design's kind of loud, very gaudy. This is very reserved, very nice looking. But let's do this. We're gonna put this all in one video. Let's just hop into this dang thing. Why don't we do it? Let's just go for it. So, one really cool detail on the inside here, you're gonna have a lot of Alcantara around the vehicle. You have the matte carbon. I have an RS6 Avant Performance short that kind of showed this off. With the Performance, you get a lot of this matte carbon. You do get the Bang & Olufsen sound system. You will get the forward, back, your regular seat adjustments, of course, and then you have massaging seats as well. You do have the memory seating, automatic headlights, like I mentioned, a little cubby down here, electronic powered steering. And then let's take a seat here. Nice and solid. Oh, get out of the heat. Let's turn this baby on. Put on the brake, push that. A little bit reserved on the inside, but it is quite loud on the exterior of the vehicle. You have your nice paddle shifters, a little plasticky for my taste, but they still feel good. It sounds good, of course. You have that beautiful RS your tack over here. Nice solid thick font for your speedometer. And of course you got your virtual cockpit, pretty standard nowadays. You got your RS modes. So if I click that there, I can go into RS1, which you'll see located down there. And then maybe one more time. There you go. RS2, which gives you the RS runway. I freaking love this display. As you get closer to your red line, it does tell you when to shift with the, you know, the red or yellow or green, whatever, which is pretty sick. Power and torque, all that fun stuff. Adaptive cruise, active speed limit assist, lane guidance, lane departure as well. And then if you notice the B&O, whenever I shut off the car, see if it goes up, goes away there. And then when I turn on the car, it pops on out. Isn't that sick? Mercedes has something very similar in the Burmester. On the S-Class, it like swivels out. I always love little details like that. This does have the Alcantara headliner, so very nice, or I should say, sorry, every brand calls it different, Dynamica headliner, which is nice. In Mercedes, it's like MB-Tex or something to that effect. Just call it Alcantara. I like calling it Alcantara. I don't know why. You got stitching here across the dash, Quattro badge, more carbon across the dash here. You got your dual displays, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You have your climate control down here. Heads-up display is standard on Prestige. And then you have the ventilated seats, which are also standard on Prestige here. You do have the remote park assist, which you can actually park the vehicle either from inside the car and it'll do it for you entirely, or via your My Audi app when key user is set up. You will have your Audi navigation. With your Audi navigation, model year 25, you get live traffic, weather, and satellite map for 3 years for free. And then you will also have an Audi App Store, I don't have access to it because this is not set up with my Audi, but with the App Store, it allows you to download third-party apps like Spotify, YouTube, Vivaldi browser, which is basically like an Internet Explorer. You get that free for 6 months. After that, it's $25 a month to resubscribe to that. But this is quite nice, a beautiful pano roof here. Takes a good 30 minutes to open up. It is different material. It is not the Dynamica. Look at these seats. This is the rock gray with white stitching, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure for you. Black with rock gray stitching, excuse me. So it's just opposite, but look at how nice that is. These seats are super nice. You have the active bolstering, all that good stuff. So if I hit the button on the side, I can actually turn on my massage seats. I can then adjust all of my massage, which massage I want and whatnot. Let me click that back up there. Intensity, so on and so forth. You do have that on the passenger as well. Very, very cool feature. What I did want to show you, if we go into home, if we go into vehicle, then we can go into seats. And then from seats, again, I can do my massaging. I can do my balance of my heat and ventilated. I can do the driver assistance, but what I really wanted to show you was this. So there's a couple things you can do. You can adjust your side bolsters for the side here. Give you a nice little hug. You can do your leg bolsters. If I do this, this does my thigh extender, and it does save up to my memory seating as well. So that is quite nice. And then if you hit this arrow over here, it'll switch me over to my passenger, and I can do the same thing there. Okay, so that's everything there in the front seat. Before I move on to the back seat, I'm going to click this button here. This is going to bring me my 360 camera. It's 360 over here, front camera when we're in driver park. Then I have all my different angles, but what's even cooler, I have a 3D diagram, which shows me my RS Q8. Not the same wheels, unfortunately. That is, however, the wheel that you would get on the black Optic if I did not have the 23-inch wheel package. But take a look at that. That's sick, isn't it? If I turn my blinker on, let me turn my other one on. It even does the blinker in the 3D display, which is freaking crazy. So I wanted to show you that. So that's kind of cool. Let's hit OK on there. Let's jump into the back. I did mention navigation. This does come standard with navigation on the Prestige, which is very nice. Let's do this now. Let's take a hop onto the back. This bad boy does have the drawing a blank, I'm sorry, the executive package. So that means you get dual glass, dual pane acoustic, jeez, side window glass. You get the heated rear seats, the heads-up display. You also have the soft closing doors and the remote park assist. The executive package is going to be $28.50. Let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna take a little gander at this guy here. Feel free to pause if you want to see any other features. This one does have the delete for the wireless charging pad, which is, I mean, fine, because a lot of times it just gets your phone hot. But pause that video, leave questions down below. If you need it, let me know. I'll get you an answer. Now let's move on to the back. Open it up. So you do have your shades, which you can push down from the actual window buttons themselves. And of course, roll down the window again. It will actually roll down the window. Ashtray, in case you want to do some smoking in the back. And then you can also do the right side from this seat over here. But let's hop in here. Oh, plenty of room. That wasn't my seat position. I'm 5'7". I still have plenty of room. I mean, I don't take up much room, but it is still plenty of head space as well. Have about a palm's worth of space above my head. B&O carried on back here. B&O carried there. You have vents here, more Alcantara or Dynamica, I should say there. Got a little mat pocket there. Mat pocket there, and you got your heated seats back here. All my climate controls. It's 4-zone climate, so driver, passenger, back seat, passengers as well. Then you do have 2 USB-Cs with a 12-volt there, and down in the center console here, you have trash and cup holders. Very small cup holders, not very big. You're not fitting a Stanley Cup. Well, maybe the bottom of a Stanley Cup. Maybe it will fit. And then I got lights right above my head. But this thing is sick. I forgot to tell you guys as well. Let's hop out. I forgot to tell you guys that this has the Audi Sport the air sport suspension. So whenever you change the drive modes, it actually raise and lower the car. So that's always cool. Looks nice. Of course, it's the Quattro. Just a little recap: 4.0 bi-turbo V8, putting out 631 horsepower, 627 pound-foot of torque to make this the fastest Audi ever produced. On paper, that is. But a car this size weighs over 5,000 pounds. I don't know the exact weight, so I do apologize. But to be close to 3 seconds for this big old thing, it's quite impressive. Oh, there's one last thing. Hold on real quick. I want to show you something. A little Easter egg. If I take my little ISOFIX hook, look at that. If I get the freaking focus, hold on, let me get you in the sun real quick. Can you see it? It is a Lamborghini logo. Check that out. Isn't that crazy? You can drive an Audi RS Q8 Performance for probably a third, if not a fourth, of the Lamborghini Urus. The only thing you're not getting is the Lamborghini logo. But look at this. Tell me what you think. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment. And don't forget the question that I asked you at the beginning of this video. What is it missing on the front? What is it missing? I'm sure you know, and I'm sure it will be easy, but I want you to let me know what it is, okay? Other than that, thank you for tuning in to this week's Walkaround Wednesday. This will be part one of part one. There will not be a part two, just because I've done tons of videos on the inside of a vehicle like this. So, thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and there is so much more to come. Stay happy, stay positive, stay tuned. I'll see you all on the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.